A big, bold, beautiful journey draws you in with its promise of magic realism, romance, and the idea that if you revisit your past, you might finally move forward. Directed by Kogonada and starring Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell, it opens with David and Sarah, two strangers who meet at a wedding and are nudged into a weird journey together by a mysterious car rental agency and a strange GPS. That GPS doesn't just direct roads, it takes them through past doors, memories, moments that shaped them. It sounds poetic, and many times the visuals do feel like a poem. But charm and poetry aren't always enough. The world of the movie is beautifully made. The colors, the sets, the dreaming feeling of doors opening to childhood homes and hospital corridors, lighthouses and art galleries, these frames stay with you. The camera softens the light around Sarah's memories of her mother, and shadows linger around David's regrets. Some scenes feel like visual postcards you'd want on a wall. The production design, costume work, lighting, on that front, the movie does a lot well. There's careful intention in how every shot looks, even in how nature or empty hallways echo internal emotion. Margot Robbie gives Sarah a vulnerability, a restlessness, a fear of letting things settle. Colin Farrell as David works best in quieter moments, when his grief or doubts are just below the surface. Their performances matter. They're attractive, they have screen presence, they try. But there's a problem. Chemistry feels intermittent, never quite electric the way a romance fantasy needs. Sometimes they seem to be in two different moods in the same scene, as if the script hasn't decided who they are entirely or what it wants from them beyond aesthetic echoes of love and regret. The story begins with potential, commitment phobia, loss, past regrets, missed connections. There are sequences that hit. Waiting at a lighthouse, revisiting childhood failures, the art gallery Sarah's mom loved, scenes where the emotional weight feels alive. But too often the film stops at hinting rather than digging in. It tells more than it shows. There are dialogue moments that feel more like philosophizing than real conversation, and the pacing drags in places because it lingers too long on metaphor without grounding it in emotional stakes. If you like slow, reflective films, you may be okay with this. If you came hoping for a romance that stirs you, some of the surprises are muffled. One of the more interesting ideas is the doors themselves, symbolic portals, thresholds. Each door isn't just an entrance-exit but a chance to see what happens if regrets are faced, if fear of commitment is confronted. Some of those doors work beautifully, pulling you into a memory, a feeling. But others feel like props in a gallery rather than hearts beating behind them. Moments like the high school stage performance, David's past, or a memory of Sarah's mother, are gems. But the transitions between past and present sometimes feel abrupt or underdeveloped. The film asks for suspension of disbelief not only about the magical GPS, but about what the characters feel or why. And yes, there are times you check your watch. The runtime is handled with care visually, but emotionally some scenes weight heavy without payoff. The second half especially dips. When revelations should surprise or shift things, they often feel predictable or familiar. Some lines feel like they were written to sound wise rather than come from lived feeling. Still, I appreciate the ambition. I want to give credit for trying something weird and dreamy, for pushing romance into fantasy territory without making it cheesy. There are moments here that stung, that made me hold my breath. When past hurts are exposed, when regret isn't hidden, when two people battle their fear of letting go. The film is richest in those parts. Overall, a big, bold, beautiful journey is a beautiful mess. If I judge by scenes, by visuals, by questions it asks, it has merit. But if I judge by heart impact, by emotional electricity, by how much I believed Sarah and David's story, it falls short. It's one of those films where you leave with pretty images and gentle sadness, but not the heartbreak or warm glow you wanted. Go see A Big Bold Beautiful Journey if you love visual poetry, romance with regrets, the idea that our pasts keep following us until we face them. But don't expect fireworks. This is more a tender reflection than a passionate flame.
Hope you like the video. See you with another interesting video. Bye then, signing off from Black and Blank.